Tell me when the camera's live and knock when we're talking. Knock when we're talking.
We are not receiving the internet fast enough for it.
Good morning. It is the Todd and Erin morning stream. Happy Monday. It snowed a lot in some places. That's pretty much all you need to know, other than that we're all happy now because that means that the ski resorts can open. Because Snowbird was all excited. They had the big rollout on Thanksgiving, and then they went, we have to stop now because we don't have any more snow. Todd, are you around here anyway, sweetheart? Todd. Oh, I'm going to have to talk to them about letting him play with toys again.
I'm doing artsy stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's the artsy black and white.
Artsy stuff. Very nicely done, me. You're welcome.
Really?
Yeah, see those?
You're showing off your reading glasses with the bling?
Yeah, okay, I'm done with this camera.
Okay, that's
All right,
good.
there you go. Yeah, I just wanted to point these out because I haven't made my monthly pilgrimage down to $1. And so these are the ones that Zoe picked out for me. They got bling on them. Yeah.
She wanted you to make a statement.
Yeah, and they do.
And you are.
They certainly do make a statement, don't they?
You sure are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah.
So, we should go to the Arctic Mountain Cam, brought to you by
Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. Oh, that's just Arctic. Okay. I know. We were driving out today on I-15. The snow pretty much ended right at 90th.
Right.
90th South. So
By the
downtown
way,
was coated.
If you're watching this on demand,
which you probably
forget
are.
what we're talking about because the president's coming today, and the snow is here, and the avenue's got 4 inches.
There, we're all done with our own. Yeah. Good. Now, let's talk about Daisy. Can we bring her in? Because she had like the coolest
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh, wait, first.
Okay. Where's the tableau?
There is no tableau.
We don't have a holiday tableau. All we have still is Mike's vile fruitcake.
8 pounds worth.
Yeah, it is.
I have a tableau.
You've created a
Yes,
festive holiday tableau?
because we were decorating over the weekend. Boy, howdy.
So my poinsettia and my whimsical little rocking chair Santa was not attractive enough for you? Fine.
Here's the new tableau. Strewn it out a little bit. You know why? Because I take them off the tree rather gently. And what do I get the next season? I get, look at those. This is the war on Christmas from China. Forget about anything else manipulating the currency and stuff. It's this that drives me crazy.
And they know it's just going to kill you, and you're going to stand there and scream.
My friend
None of
goes,
those work?
Well, you can fix it. None.
You told me that you texted. That
This
you
is half.
tested, no, before we moved, you told me you tested everything before you bothered to pack it.
And I move 3 blocks, boom. That's what happens. Thank you, China. Maybe it's because I buy cheap. Never mind. Anyway.
Well, there you go.
We need Daisy.
It looks festive.
We need Daisy.
Will you go grab her?
Yeah. Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. Daisy saw something and witnessed something.
This is so cool.
You sit right there, and I'll be right back.
That's a lot of Christmas lights.
It
Yeah,
is.
none of them work either.
Oh,
I
that's
want to sit with you guys.
that's almost like a really like super cool art installation
know.
that you could sell for like $1 million.
That's what we're going to go with.
We'll
Yeah,
just write
totally.
Damien Hirst down on the bottom, and we'll be rich.
Okay, explain this because I want to know who did it.
Oh, amazing. So I often walk in Liberty Park. So I go there Saturday morning and I'm kind of coming around the corner on the north west side of the park. And I noticed this tree that's got, maybe 3 scarves tied around it.
Oh, that's cute.
Hand knit scarves, really cute.
Oh, wow.
And it has a little sign on saying something along the lines of like, I'm not lost and neither are you. Please take me if you need something warm, right?
Oh, I love
So
that.
I'm like,
I'm
oh,
not lost and neither are you.
something like
That
that.
is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then I keep walking.
Do we have pictures?
And there has to be.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
So there is probably 150
Shut
scarves.
up.
No freaking way.
So that's the tennis court,
Oh.
kind of dark. But can you see how they're just all?
Yes.
And
That
then
is
and then down
adorable.
on the picnic tables there were like
that is so cute.
hats and scarves and
Oh, nice.
all homemade.
That is
So
that's the part
cool.
that kills me, the homemade side. That's
so
gorgeous.
so what I'm super curious about is like what's the story? Like who does anyone know who
Who did this?
is it can't I don't think it could be I mean it could be one person, but it would have taken a long time.
But yeah, but
to-
you would think that's an incredibly busy area at 7th
Yeah.
East, and it's a large park, and you're telling me that these people got in and they tied around 150, 200
Yeah.
sweaters, scarves and hats,
Yeah.
and nobody saw who it was?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's so cool.
No, you know what? This is actually online as well, and I think this is something that's going fairly viral because around the world because the other ones
Started in Canada, I think.
did it start in
Yeah,
Canada,
uh-huh.
and that was to survive. They didn't want the people to
In Montreal,
die.
it's like that,
Right?
yeah.
But
I've
I
been
also
there.
saw like coats and stuff that were zipped around telephone poles. The same thing. The tag always says the same thing as "I am not lost."
And so is it an organization? Like someone must
Don't know.
know. Like,
Especially the hand knitted stuff. I mean, that takes a lot of time and
Yes.
effort. This was like, malice aforethought. They've been planning this
That
for a
is so
while.
cool.
yeah.
All right, Facebook
So
us.
cute.
And
yeah,
no
let
idea-
us know.
and
And
no
let us know if
idea.
you saw it as well.
Yeah.
So no idea at all who did it.
No. And I looked because I was like, maybe it's like a treasure hunt where as you go
Yeah.
around the park,
Yeah.
some of the you've got your slippers on.
Oh.
Oh,
but-
oh,
What?
oh!
Again. Here, you can have those.
They keep my feet warm.
Thank you for the photos.
Okay,
All right.
I'll have them.
Okay. All right. Let's. Hey.
It's the way she scampers that makes me love her best.
How do I work? No. Don't.
No. I have custody of the slippers again.
Okay, just set them over there.
You kicked my slipper. That's so interesting, though. I want to know who did it.
I think it's so cool.
That's a wonderful, and I wonder if there's other parks in the area that have had some too. That'll be fun to
I
see.
just think it's so cool, and I hope people use them. You know.
I do too, especially something that's been hand knitted like that.
So you take one, then you learn to knit, and then you put it back.
Yeah, like that.
No, I think it's cool.
I learned all that stuff. I learned knitting and crocheting when I was 14 in Young Women's, and I have absolutely no idea what you do now. I couldn't purl a single
Knit one, purl
stitch.
two. My mom.
It's not like you know either.
We just got the stockings out. My mom knitted. We have a stocking with my name on it that is old.
And she used rabbit fur. She used rabbit fur for the Santa beard on it.
I know.
Your mom is epic.
It's amazing
Miss
though.
Virginia could do the coolest
when you
stuff.
pull out ornaments and stuff, how memories just like rip by you from like your childhood, and I think it's so cool.
I think, well, especially watching Zoe put everything up. Although she did assign all of the kids' stuff goes on a little kids' tree next to the big tree. And she goes, "Oh, I made that." And I was going to say, "No, honey, McLean made that." But
Yeah.
I made this too.
Yeah, okay.
That was
Just-
actually from like 10 years before you were born.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and I made that as well. And it's like you made them all.
Yeah.
Zoe has a certain certainty that only a 6-year-old can have, where there's a kind of an indecisive moral compass where pretty much everything belongs to you. You've done everything. And if you make a proclamation, then it makes it automatically real. Because in a 6-year-old world, that's kind of how it rolls.
This is true. Hey,
And arguing with her is exhausting.
if we can roll that video, would you knock on the wall for me? We're talking to the guys in the back. Okay, good. This is the one time of year we get crafty. I mean, there's a glue gun sitting hot and ready to go.
Unfortunately, usually right next to the wine glass, which is why I usually have some sort of third-degree burn. Yeah.
And so, I decided last year, instead of one big tree, we decided let's use up, because we had a bunch of other trees. Well, anyway, this is what we did. Hi, everybody. It's Todd here, and this Christmas we thought we'd do something different. Maybe for the planet. Maybe we recycle or reuse things. When I say recycle and reuse, I mean we don't have any money. So, what I thought we'd do is we'd use the stuff we already have. Now, we have a bunch of these 4-foot trees that we used for decoration years ago. We bought them after Christmas when they were like $1. So I have all these, and I thought, why not make a pine grove as opposed to a single tree? So what I decided to do is to make them at different heights and stagger them like a pine grove would be. I made this. And this is out of PVC I had in my garage. And basically what I've done, as you can see, I put risers up all of different heights. So the trees will actually sit higher, lower, you know, like I said. Now, once again, this is really easy. Let me show you what I've got. You see, I use self-boring screws in here that's made their own little holes and supports, and the thing isn't big enough to cause a problem for when you have to store it, because these all come out. So, let's get on with Christmas. All right, here it is right now, the group, the little stand of pines. You can see that Erin got the height she wanted, which is all the way up there. And now it's time to unpack the lights and decorate. And what we're thinking this year is, why not have different colors on every tree as far as decorations go to make them stand out even more? All right, now the fun stuff. Move over, Martha Stewart. Step aside. There's another person new in town who has way too much time in his hands.
Sandy and Lindy both love the trees. They think they're very creative. Sandy does want to know where the glitter is, though.
Oh, you know our house right now?
Coated, pretty much.
Okay, I took a shower,
And you still
and I still have glitter on me. My socks have glitter, which carries it around the house. I'm not a big fan of glitter. And I'll tell you what.
ends up on everything anyway.
We went to a music concert deal, and we're sitting there, and everybody's having fun, and everybody was camping, you know, it was Burning Man. And so we walking around, and it's kind of cool. 65,000 people, no one knows you. No one knows you. And it's so cool because, you know, it's like, hey, we're having fun.
We're dancing awkwardly to dubstep, and no one can mock us because they don't know who we are.
It doesn't matter. And then someone recognized us from town, and they come up and they went, hey, Todd and Erin, how you doing? And we went, pretty good. We're dubstepping. And then she goes, oh. And she goes, I'm going to make you fairy-like. And I was like, what?
How would you?
And my mouth was open, and she had spray glitter, and she just went right across my face. That's not the worst part, because it didn't come off for like the weekend. The worst part was the next morning. Guess what was sparkly?
Anyway, Amazon Flex is trying something new. If you see someone in regular clothes in a regular car coming up to your house, and then all of a sudden they have their package in your arms, and they're going, you're thinking, hey, you're stealing my package, you suck, and you chase after them, and you're all mad, and then you find out they're like, no, I left it on your doorstep on Amazon Flex.
And that means what?
Amazon Flex is a new thing they're doing where it's kind of like Uber and Lyft, where regular people are using their regular cars.
Oh, I see.
And then they take Amazon packages because it's like insane this time of year.
Right.
And so they take Amazon packages and they take them to your house. Now, a lot of people are confused by this. Colleen is one of them here in Salt Lake. And she said, this guy chased me for like 6 blocks before I pulled over. And he said, what is the package you left on my front door? Is there a bomb in it? And she went, well, no,
I don't know what's in it.
This is my little tag. This says Amazon Flex. And they said, really, we're delivering them. We're not trying to steal them.
It's like a dyslexic thief.
Kind of like that, yeah.
You got it backwards.
Yeah, so they may be dressed normally and using their own car, but they're leaving packages on your porch, not taking them away.
I can see that would be a little confusing.
It is funny, though. And she says one of the benefits, though, she says nobody's following them. Because, our friend Steve, who drives for UPS, he's always irritable because there's always cars trailing him, he says. And
To watch where he drops off packages.
She says nobody knows we're there, so it's like we're ninja. We come in, we come out again. Nobody knows we're there.
And remember when they shipped you stuff and they used to wrap the packages, and now the big screen box shows up and it says big screen, and it's got a picture of a big screen, and it says, hey, this is really good big screen.
It's a super expensive big screen smart TV.
And that's the other thing, unfortunately, when you, the next morning after Christmas, when you unwrap all this stuff and these cool presents, and it says big screen on it.
Super expensive.
You want to take the box and put it in your neighbor's trash. So they rob that house instead of yours.
I'm sure our neighbors appreciate you sharing that information, honey.
He's thinking. Well, no, because if they listen to the show and watch the show, they'll put it to the next person's thing. It's the gift of life, like the circle of life. There's a new notice. I'm sorry. There's and I have no excuse because I'm not taking cold medicine anymore.
I know. It's just you being.
So I just heard the local highway patrol and the different police agencies talking about this. They're saying when you go buy a tree at a lot, don't use their twine. They said it's not heavy enough, especially if they hit the highway.
Ooh, yeah, then it's surprise.
And it's illegal to do that. You dump something off your truck or your car, off the roof and stuff. It's illegal because you could actually hurt someone.
It's a ticket for not properly tied down.
Matter of fact, if you have an accident and you roll and it comes off your car, it's still a ticket.
You know the sad part
Which is like...
Do you remember that hideous Christmas that we were doing? It was a children's charity. It was Kissing Cares for Kids, which was wonderful. I don't know whose idea it was to do the tree lot.
Oh.
But we ended up doing it at all these Targets. And so all of us were like separated at different Targets trying to sell trees. And I can tell you how many times I was dragging a Christmas tree over to a car, and there'd be this fully functioning adult male, perhaps even with teenage sons, standing there watching me try to heave the tree onto the top of their car. And looking back on that now, I'm like, why did I do that? Why didn't I say, get your tree and put it on your car? Why did I attempt to do that?
Because you're a giver.
What was my full service concept?
Know.
And by the end of it, we were like, this is the worst thing. None of us, we all smelled of sap, and not one of us even wanted our own tree.
That's sexy for a lumberjack.
Yeah, when you and I were kissing, we would stick together. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
No, anyway, so what happened?
Yeah. So... Oh yeah. You see a lot of awkward trees coming down the road, and maybe cars that shouldn't be carrying a tree like that. But nothing like this one.
And it's all bent over. That is the saddest thing.
Massachusetts. Family goes out, really want to celebrate the season.
They really wanted a big tree.
They can't see out the car.
That's a big freaking tree.
They had some twine.
I don't think they can even get out of the car, can they?
No. They have to go through some window. That's hilarious. Can't see the license plate.
Did he ticket him or did...
No, he actually let him go because of the Christmas season.
You can't beat that tree.
I think he escorted him home. They were pretty close to home.
That is so... It's just the way it's drooped over.
Exactly.
It's cracking me up, though. It's like, I am so big, I have to droop. Wow.
Oh, that's so funny.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Wow, the cop was nice, too.
We're all covered in sap. Okay, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Utah Credit Approval. Bad things happen to good people, but you can still get your credit back on track and have a reliable auto by calling them at 801-921-9819. Also by Intermountain Altaview. Now, this is gorgeous. It's a brand new clinic. It's actually 22 clinics, and it's absolutely amazing. It follows you through birth, through geriatrics, and also all Utah plumbing Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where our friend John has a $69 special where he'll come in, make sure that your furnace is all ready for winter and that you're operating at peak efficiency, which saves you hundreds of dollars. Go to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making headlines Monday, December 4th on GephardtDaily.com. One of the 3 people hit crossing the road near the Southtown Expo Center has died. 46-year-old Stephanie Burton passed away Saturday, the result of injuries suffered in the auto-pedestrian accident outside the Festival of Trees Thursday night. Police say a 17-year-old male driver struck Burton and 2 others while they were in a crosswalk. The other 2 have since been released from the hospital and are recuperating at home. Police have yet to determine the cause of the accident. They say their investigation is ongoing. Police are asking for the public's help in finding a missing Murray woman. 32-year-old Pauline Lynch has been missing since November 29th. Police say Lynch left a family member's house driving a blue 2015 Hyundai Elantra with a temporary registration tag in the back window. She does not have her cell phone and her family is concerned for her welfare. Lynch is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall and 195 pounds with brown hair and green eyes. Anyone with information on Lynch's whereabouts is asked to call Murray Police. And thousands of Utahns gathered outside Utah's state capitol building Saturday to protest what they are calling Trump's monumental mistake. An estimated crowd of between 5,000 and 10,000 people turned out in opposition of a White House decision to reduce the size of both the Bears Ears National Monument and the Grand Staircase Escalante Monument by hundreds of thousands of acres. Another protest was scheduled for Monday morning as Trump prepares to meet with Utah's top leaders at the state capitol. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by our rock and roll sponsors at Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists. Don't look now, but our first official blast of winter weather is upon us. Expect rain turning to snow early Monday with up to 2 feet falling in the mountains, while the valleys from Draper North to Layton will see about 2 inches. Highs the next few days will be in the mid to upper 30s with nighttime lows around 20. That's it for now. For more local headlines 24/7, go to GephardtDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
Land trip for 4. Well, this is pretty simple. There's an open house at the brand new Intermountain Alta View Clinics.
On the 7th.
On the 7th. That's this Thursday. Now, here's the nice thing about it. It's not just a clinic. It's 22 clinics. And once you go in there, you can basically go through everything from childbirth on to making sure that grandma's taken care of.
You start
and they have
like
all kinds of specialties.
You start at the first office, you find out what all the services you're going to need, and you can go down there, maybe make an appointment for 2 clinics in one day. You got your kids down there, you got your grandparents down there. Everything is waiting for you, just lined up, so you can go through. You always know where you're going. You're not running around town.
That really is nice.
Yeah, and it's all like, I just think it's such a cool thing.
Now, the open house is this Thursday, and if you want to go to RSVP on Intermountain Alta View Clinics on Facebook, it makes it just a little easier to make sure you're in the running. But they also have lower bowl jazz tickets. There's going to be treats. Then they've got movie tickets, and of course,
guy, red suit.
Santa Claus.
Red suit
Santa
guy.
Claus will be there.
He's going to be there.
Santa Claus will be there. So
right.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's the new Intermountain Alta View Clinics. Go online, take a look at it. It's going to be really special.
Tell me something good, please.
Okay, this is pretty intense. Mike Connell's been struggling with grief since his wife of 25 years passed away from cancer. They were married 25 years. And in an effort to reclaim his Christmas spirit, he was thinking, what can I do? And, and he's got his son, Seamus McGuire. Seamus.
Great name.
Isn't that adorable? And he's 7, and he's like, what can I do that helps my son understand, the important, moving on? And so what he decided to do is he dressed up as Santa Claus, and he handed out blessing bags to homeless New Yorkers.
What's that?
A blessing bag. So it's got things like non-perishable food, toiletries, warm clothing. And
socks.
Here's the fun part. He raised money. He dressed his kid up as an elf. Seamus is an elf, and he dressed up as Santa. And then he solicited money from pedestrians saying, this is what we're doing. I would like to, I'm raising money for this
Continue
project.
doing it, right.
Would you like a picture with me? So he was taking selfies with people,
Nice.
like up and down Madison Avenue, and raised the money this way in order to do the comfort bags. But it's really cool. I guess they had so many that he actually had to send out a subsidiary Santa out to the New Jersey boroughs
Santa helper.
to pass out more of the blessing bags. Isn't
my
that
gosh,
sweet?
That is a great idea.
So, what a nice way, though, to reclaim your Christmas spirit, because I can't imagine losing a wife of
And what a great
25 years.
thing to teach your kids to do.
Seriously,
Spend
right?
some time this holidays putting them together. I mean, you go to the dollar store, you can get like all this stuff. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can do that. Christopher's, I got to talk to them on the phone. I didn't get to eat their steak, but I
that's
got to
good.
talk to them.
I
Emily
almost like
down
it.
there. You know, one thing about the steakhouse is, first of all, it's the best one in town. Number two, the staff,
Aren't they darling?
it's not snooty.
Everyone, yeah.
And they're not sitting at the table with you, drinking your drinks or anything. But it's just a really comfortable linen tablecloths, but really kind of nice, but not. And the steaks are great. And what we're doing is we're giving you and 3 people that you love, really love, a chance to go down. This is thank you from us for watching and viewing and listening and stuff.
That's a good way of putting it.
You have glitter on you.
I know I do. All right. It's very, very simple. The easiest way to enter is simply go to one of our Facebook pages. If you're watching the show on Get Part Daily, Get Part Approved, or the Todd and Erin Facebook page, just drop a comment. Yes, Heather and Keith, yes, you are both now officially in the running. You just drop a comment. You're done. That's all you need to do. And then, of course, every Friday we pick a new winner, and you're on your way. And I think a holiday dinner down there has got to just be heart-stopping.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine with all the lights and you get to eat and then you're staggering out
Walk
trying to
around
walk off
town.
the steak and
Right.
see all the lights? It's going to be perfect.
Coming up next, redheads evidently have superpowers.
Gingers. You gingers. We had no idea about
Coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Utah Credit Approval. Bad things happen to good people, helping you on the road to good credit with just the right car. Go to utahcreditapproval.com or call them at 801-404-7201. Also brought by Columbus Travel. Columbus Travel has an epic sale on cruises through the 21st of October. You can get hotel and everything you can imagine just for less than the price you would of simple airfare. You have to talk to them first at columbusvacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GetPartDaily.com?
Hey, it's Todd and Erin, and this is pretty cool.
We are at the Intermountain Alta View Clinic. Now, this is actually 22 clinics, all squooshed together with some amazing specialties. And the nice thing about it is you can take care of everybody in your family all together.
Now, don't touch anything because it's still kind of wet because it's so brand new. Now, they're having the open house, like you said, on December 7th, but they've got some great things. If you go to their Facebook page, what you can do is register there for some great prizes, like movie tickets, like Lower Bowl Jazz tickets, and, Disneyland tickets.
A trip for 4, by the way, and of course, celebrity guests.
Right here, celebrity guests with food, and there he is now, the jolly old soul. How are you doing, Santa?
I'm doing great. I like this place.
Well, you should. It's got something that everyone can use.
Health for the holidays.
That's what we have.
Santa is rather profound.
We'll see you December 7th.
At All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, we have the best service and the best warranties. Check us out at allutahplumbing.com.
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Get Part Daily. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Oh, that's attractive.
These are all my Christmas lights that don't work.
You know, you can try to hide the fruitcake, and I still know it's there.
Yeah, this is true. It's right
And it's
there.
still vile and unpleasant. It's squatting there malevolently, waiting for us to eat it, and it's not going to happen. I don't care. I love Mike, but I'm not eating his fruitcake.
The best job.
Well, here's
in
a
the
challenge.
world.
Here's a challenge: 12 countries, 12 weeks, and then get paid $40,000 to do it.
All right, someone-
Oh no, not that.
Someone won.
And this is amazing. It's from the third home best job on the planet, and this is actually the 4th year running of this. And basically, you have to send in a video submission saying why you want to do this, kind of the standard thing. Sorrel Amore. What a name, really? Sorrel Amore.
Best job in the world.
If you take a look at it, you can see why she probably won.
She's swimming with the pigs.
Isn't that cool?
I'm not lying. Those are pigs.
This was in the Bahamas, and apparently somebody, 200 years ago had dropped them off. The sailors thought it'd be a good idea to have kind of, a food supply.
And they like to swim.
And they swim. Isn't that adorable?
That's better than dolphins.
Now, she's been to some incredible places: Scotland, Morocco, the Bahamas.
May I say this?
Costa Rica.
That Australia did this before on the Great Barrier Reef, and they did the
Thailand.
same thing. And the people they pick have to be photojournalists. They have to be able to work cameras. They have to be able to blog about their different experiences.
Oh, look how perfection that is. I mean, seriously. And then
She's-
she's finishing up in Australia. But she said, I put everything into it because this was so important. Felt like she was rootless. And she said, but since I'm rootless, maybe I need to travel the world and see if I can find out where I'm supposed to be. And if you think about it, that's like the best application ever.
She stayed in a castle in Scotland. She stayed in the Bahamas. She stayed in a 12-bedroom, 5-story mansion with 8 service staff in Costa Rica in the middle of the rainforest. She also slept next to the Great Wall of China. She travels all over. And what was the quirky thing that she did? Hang on one second. I have to get this line. Oh, come on. So basically what she did is, along with this, she took sassy, semi-nude, funny, awkward poses that were not like sexy or like nude. They were just really unfortunate.
Well, I really like her because she does Sorrel has a great sense of humor, and she's obviously very beautiful and certainly can wear a bikini like nobody's
smart.
business.
Yeah.
But she's awesomely dorky too. She did have pictures like that where she really shows like where she's falling off things.
Right, right.
But just the whole experience and being able to travel through that with her. So next year we're going to see if they'll do a couple because you and I are going.
Couple of what?
Well, a couple of somethings. Tell me that's not the best job in the world.
That is the best job in the world.
You gingers.
You redheads.
You gingers.
Do you
I
like
had
being
no
called?
idea.
Who do we know that's ginger?
People accuse me of being ginger. I do not have red hair.
You're not
No.
ginger.
Most of the gingers I know like it.
I grew up in the
Especially
East
if they're
Coast.
British.
Total flaming red hair and freckles.
A lot of Catholic Irish, yeah.
That's half my friends.
Oh no, my favorite is my girlfriend who's a ginger, and she says, "Do you know where all those freckles come from?" And I
Where?
said, "Where?" She goes, "Every time I eat a sole, I get another freckle." And then she laughs menacingly, which could explain that girl's expression.
look.
Like, what are you
I
doing?
never understood the thing about redheads as far as them being dangerous or something.
This is interesting. Apparently, they actually smell sexy. Dr. Augustin Galopin first recorded in his book back in the 1880s that redheaded women emitted a particularly distinct aroma, that of ambergris, which is the earthy and sensual scent from Wales. Later, it's pretty interesting. They said that the skin mantle, which is the thin acidic film on your skin, is actually apparently more acidic in redheads, which means that perfume is evaporated more quickly, and then it has a kind of a unique scent of their own. So gingers are only 2% of the population, and they call them the unicorns of the human world. Thanks to a high concentration of red hair, they have a greater adaptivity to bringing in their own vitamin D, so they don't need as much sun as other people do.
Well, they can't because they'll burst into flames with their pale skin.
They handle pain better. They know when it's getting cold. Apparently, they feel hot and cold temperatures more severely than anyone else. And red is the hardest color to fake. Apparently, red hair from a bottle is almost always easy to spot because red is the more intense hue, and the bolder the color, the faster it fades. So the dye molecules found in red hair are larger than those in other hues, so the molecules
You're losing me.
can't penetrate.
All I see is their mouth going now. They just lost me.
Redheads aren't always fair-skinned. There's native redheads born in places like Papua New Guinea and Morocco who have darker skin. And there's
Mexico as well.
even a Hawaiian word for Polynesians with red hair, and that's Ihu, who they believe are descendants of the fire gods.
There you go.
Who knew that you were so
pull
supernatural?
Get that back. Get that script back for a second.
I'm sorry.
Just because I am full of useless knowledge, read the
Yes.
part about the whale again.
Oh, that's how you had that expression on your face. It's
All right, let me explain
ambergris, which is
ambergris. Now, so
you find this, in perfumes.
if you walk along the beach, you find a black blob about size, well, it differs from size to size, with a certain density to it. And this is actually something that a whale regurgitates out of its digestive system on occasion. And if you find one like this is worth about $30,000. I saw one
Because
once.
of the perfume, yeah.
I saw one once. I didn't realize what it was till later on in life.
And then you went, crap, that could have been $30,000.
$30,000
All right, so essentially
worth
you're
of-
saying that redheads smell like whale puke. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm going with. Do you know a redhead?
I don't think that sounds anywhere as classy as the other
Are
way.
you a redhead right now? Smell yourself.
Or if you're a person with a redhead
You know,
with
there's
you.
people licking their arm and smelling their arm now. You know that, right? That's nice. In the
That's
car.
what our show does to people.
All right, what is this about? A contraband that was seized
you-
U.S.-Mexico
At
border?
the Mexico border. Name things, illegal stuff. Go.
Well, any kind of drug. I mean,
Drug.
heroin, pot,
Guns.
meth's a big thing. Guns
Guns.
is huge, yes. Exotic animals, exotic birds is a very sad one.
Nickelback.
They found all these parrots in this guy's hubcaps. I'm like, they must have been so dizzy. Can you imagine?
It's horrible.
I know.
Reptiles, stuff like that.
sure.
And luncheon meat.
I beg your pardon?
Luncheon meat. You know, you're not allowed to bring fruits, vegetables, meat, and other contraband.
The U.S.
across
Customs
the border.
officials seized luncheon meat.
Right. Well, vegetables and stuff, they could bring bugs, and the bugs hit the United States of America and then the farm country. But here we go, bologna.
You're kidding, right?
That's a loaf of bologna.
They had actually hidden.
Tube.
They'd actually hidden tubes of bologna
Yeah.
in the car.
Over
They
two-
were stopped. The drug-smelling dog smelled the bologna.
Oh, they just drew right in on it because you know what? They've been smelling pot all day, and they had the munchies, and then they smelled the bologna, and then they're in like Flint. So, yes, 227 pounds. That's just that's
Why
just
would you
the tip of the
even
iceberg.
think to smuggle bologna into the States? Really?
She lied
Your
about
Mexican bologna is so much more delicious than your American bologna that you just felt like you couldn't take it?
She got there and she lied. No, I don't have any meat
Everything's
products.
fine,
The
yeah.
meat products is because the bacteria and viruses could come in and then get into the pig farmers of America and then decimate the productivity of those. But she lied about she got a $1,000 fine and they took her bologna.
Wow. Okay.
So don't bring bologna.
Congratulations.
Any extruded lunch meat.
No extruded foods are allowed. What about churros?
Churros have to stay in Mexico.
Do I have to consume all the churros before I leave
No,
Mexico?
we can go to Mexico and enjoy them.
I have
along with the
I've
nice
consumed
people.
many, many, many churros in Mexico.
Yes, you
And they are
have.
delicious.
They are delicious.
All right, this is so cool. It's Texting's birthday. Think about it. Every single time you have used your phone, and by the way, I call this the man version of communication because if you're a woman, and I actually dread making calls now. If you're a woman, it's like, "Hi, how you doing? What's going on? What's your the kid's still sick? Okay, great. Oh, that's nice. What did you find? Yeah. And then if you text, you don't ever have to talk to anyone. You just text, and it's quick and it's right to the point. So I love this man.
Isn't that hurting people's feelings, you saying that you text?
No, I think they're happy to have it that way. Neil Papworth, back in 1992, he was a 22-year-old software programmer.
Yeah.
He sent the very first text to his colleague, Richard Jarvis.
Did he know what it was when he sent it to him?
Well, do you know what it was? Merry Christmas. That was the text.
Really?
Merry Christmas. Not bad, huh?
That's the first one.
That's the first text.
And then it all went downhill from there.
Pretty much, yeah. Then the emojis showed up, and it was all over the place.
Seriously, right?
Isn't that nice?
No.
I thought it was
Seriously.
Thank you so much. Thank
Give
you.
me-
Thank
give
you,
me your slippers.
my dear Neil. Thank you, Neil, for giving us the text. I'm deeply. You're hurting their feelings. All right, when we come back, kind of a scary, scary threat from ISIS, and it actually is targeting a Mormon icon. We'll tell you about it next. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find out that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Fink and McGregor, also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, you can schedule an appointment and find out some amazing options for pain-free removal of varicose veins and spider veins. Your legs can look great again with the Vein Clinic. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. They also have a brand new store up in Ogden now. If you'd like to reach them, you can go to blackdiamondexperts.com.
Apply today and drive away.
All right, on Facebook, Nancy says, I'm smelling a redhead as we speak. Yummy.
Doug Rice, who is a friend of ours, who is a redhead, said, all I'm smelling is sausage and egg. So There you go.
Sausage and egg.
Okay, this is kind of scary. There's an image that's being circulated online, and I'd actually seen this a couple of times, and I knew it was the San Diego LDS Temple, which is, by the way, heart-stopping. If you've never seen it, it's
Right.
like this big magical castle-y thing. Really, really pretty. But there's an image of it circulating online, and was allegedly released by a pro-ISIS media group. And it shows a burning temple. It shows the picture of the LDS temple, and then a picture of a burning temple with an alleged member of ISIS looking on, and then the bloody words saying, "Coming soon." The LDS
Terrific.
they're not commenting. The LDS Church is not commenting on the photo, and basically they said in a statement to the FBI said, "At this time, we're not aware of any specific or credible threat to our community, but the FBI regularly assesses intelligence regarding possible threats to the U.S. and its interests abroad. We do not feel that this image targeting the LDS Temple is credible." But we do urge law enforcement and the public to remain vigilant. Members of the public should maintain awareness of their surroundings and report any suspicious activity to law enforcement. But he says, in counterterrorism, you don't ignore anything. So obviously they are investigating.
Oh, yeah.
But the statement was, at this time, we do not find it to be a credible threat. So if that has been stressing you out and you've seen the same thing, at this time,
Keep your eyes.
they're saying, no, don't worry about it.
All right, time
There's
for
so many
news.
other things to worry about. For instance, Daisy probably has a whole list of them. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She's brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Our lovely friends at fink-mcgregor.com can spit out so many different mortgage options for you. And they're quick, they're inexpensive, and it's nothing like dealing with a bank. So if you want to go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find that mortgages are made simple. Also by the Vein Clinic. If you're thinking about getting something done before the end of the year, this is the time to call them. You can clear up all those hideous varicose veins and spider veins, and they've actually got painless procedures. I know because I had one. And Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. All you have to do is go to blackdiamondexpert.com. Daisy, what's going on today?
Okay, slide this
Good
over
morning,
this.
Todd and Erin. Hello again, everyone. Here's a look at national and world news for Monday, December 4th on GephartDaily.com. California Senator Dianne Feinstein says a Senate investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 presidential election could lead to an obstruction of justice case against Donald Trump. In an interview Sunday with Meet the Press, Feinstein said Trump's stream of bizarre and contradictory tweets surrounding the firing of former FBI Chief James Comey is fueling the Senate investigation. She also cited last week's guilty plea of former security advisor Mike Flynn and the federal indictment of Trump's ex-campaign chief Paul Manafort. Trump will spend Monday outside the Beltway as he visits Utah, where he will announce his decision on reducing the size of the Bears Ears and Grand Staircase national monuments. Billy Bush, the man who was with Donald Trump when he made his comments about sexually abusing women during a taping of Access Hollywood, says the voice on the tape is indeed that of Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump, you said that, is the headline of Bush's op-ed for the New York Times. The piece was published online Sunday night, one day before Bush appears on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Bush says he decided to speak up after reports surfaced that Trump has been casting doubts upon the authenticity of the so-called Access Hollywood tape. And a bit of a letdown this weekend in Detroit, where thousands gathered to watch the implosion of Michigan's Pontiac Silverdome. 300 pounds of dynamite was expected to collapse the former home of the Detroit Lions and Detroit Pistons, but instead of bang, the crowd got a whimper. The old structure didn't budge when the dynamite was triggered, so it's back to the drawing board for demolition teams. That's it for now. For more headlines from across the country and around the world, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Daisy. All right, so
Oh, Black Diamond. I was just talking about them, but they have a brand new place open in Ogden right now, which is pretty cool. So basically, you can see their trucks flying all over the Wasatch Front, and I always kind of mentally notice, oh, there you are, because these guys are available 24/7. So when there's an emergency, they're there for you. And the fun thing about them, though, is literally there's nothing in the house they can't fix. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Electrical thing blows out, they're the guys for you. Maybe something's like simmering in the basement you didn't want, they're your plumbers. Maybe your heating just went out and you're starting to freak out because, you have children and it's cold and stuff. They're there for you. The nice thing about this, though, is all you have to do is go to blackdiamondexpert.com. Blackdiamondexpert.com. Totally easy to reach, and you will be glad you called an expert. Now, so what were you telling me about this little guy?
This little guy. I think you have the story. It's pretty much a tell me something good story.
It really is. Edson accidentally left his bike overnight at Meadow Elementary School in Lehigh.
Do it.
He's a third grader, and he showed up Thursday morning to find out it had been demolished. What is wrong with people?
They have video
someone
showing.
Someone had smashed the bike against the school's brick walls repeatedly, so the wheels were, twisted.
Damaged, yeah.
Chains dangling, the frame is all bent out of shape. And he looked at it and he didn't understand what happened. This is according to the principal, Carolyn Johnson. He came in several times yesterday just wanting to look at it.
Oh.
And he says, well, it was really cold last night. Maybe it was just the cold that warped it. And they're like, I'm pretty sure it's not the cold, honey. Isn't that awful? So Lehigh police officer Brian Crosby arrived at the school to take a report. And the first thing I saw was the bike in the front office. And he says, I could tell there's no repairing this. Obviously, someone had taken quite a lot of time to ruin it. Congratulations, by the way. And so the mobile surveillance cameras really didn't show a lot. So they don't think they're going to find who did it, obviously. However, according to Officer Crosby, this is not where the police stop. He says all the officers on our team kind of have the same mentality of, we have to give back in some way. So they're always picking things. So several officers pitched in. They raised all the money, and they bought a new bike for Edson, knocked on his door. He came out, according to Officer Crosby. He says, I understand what happened at school today. And he said,
Dun, 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 dun.
He says, we just want to let you know that not everybody's like that.
Red, white, and blue.
Put him on the bike. And the kid, Edson, I guess, freaked out, and he was racing up and down. Absolutely amazing. I think that's really gorgeous. I like Officer Crosby, too.
Excuse me.
Because he said, I became a police officer kind of late in the game. He had a career in accounting first. But he said, I wanted to make a difference in the community, something that I couldn't do as an accountant. And he said, it's such a great career move. And he says, because stuff like this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And you think about just the sincereness and the humbleness of, I must have a third grader. I must be their hero. I must give them their bike back. Because, for a kid, and you talked about that all the time, for a kid, your bike is your freedom, man.
Everything.
That's how you go places. That's how you go out into the world. And for this kid,
It's everything.
he gave that back to him.
Good job. Nice job.
That's beautiful.
Hey,
Thank
you know
you
what?
so much.
Can you guys go to a 2-shot for me? I want to. All right, go to an Erin 1-shot.
What are we doing?
You look really short.
Really? You did all of that just so you could
Do
say
we have
I
a
was
yellow
short?
page? No, I don't use yellow pages any. See, now or you could cross your legs and sit on your legs. This posture is everything. All right, coming up, this is serious. It's going to decide between life or death, and you get to make the choice.
Really?
I'm going to put it to you. You can figure it out because we're going to need your help. It's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink and McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down though if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GetPartDaily.com. Hey, coming up.
It's Brio Technologies. It's the morning Frosty Cam.
How gray and
Brio
black.
Technologies. You're experts in video.
We're 106
sound,
South, and
lighting.
we have no snow, as you can tell. If you're watching this on demand, this is the first time we've had snow in the valley. towards the city.
Kind of excited.
Nice.
Go
And the
on.
mountain ski area's got a foot.
Now explain the Waffle House because this is epic.
Before I
got
do,
a chance to talk to this guy and I love him.
all right. So typical Waffle Houses back east, down south.
Ubiquitous.
Big yellow sign, Waffle House.
We have a couple here.
Do we?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. Basically, it's a greasy spoon. It's all the fried food. People have been out all night.
It's
That's
drug
where they
food.
go.
Drug food.
That's where they go. Well, evidently, one of this guy went in and he was hungry. And so he walked into the Waffle House, go through the door, the bell rings, and he walks up to the counter where he stands for 10 minutes. No one. No noise.
Did the little ding, ding, ding.
Just the horrible music playing overhead. And he sat there and he waited and he waited. He went outside, see if someone was out smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Went back in. Was really hungry. Steps behind the counter. Makes his own food.
It was a Texas bacon cheesesteak melt. Don't you love it? And he even has that face that read like, it's good. So he made himself a Texas bacon cheesesteak melt.
There you go, just as he wanted. He did notice there was an employee in the corner asleep in a chair. So he stepped up. He made it to go because who wants to get caught? And then leaves. No,
He did clean up after himself, though, and I would like to point that out to his mother. You raised a good son. He cleaned up.
And the next day,
He said, oh, man, he woke up and he went, that was delicious, first of all. And then secondly, I forgot to pay for it. So he actually did go back in, and he said, hey, I was here last night. Your employee was asleep. Here's the pictures.
Here's the money.
But I wanted to pay for my Texas bacon cheesesteak melt.
Which
so he
was
did.
delicious.
Which was delicious.
The funny thing is they offered him a job, and he was like, no.
Yeah, they said you want to be a secret shopper so
No.
that you could go through and make sure that people are doing it. But I really do love it, though. They were really funny. They said, we're reviewing the incident. We'll take appropriate disciplinary action. But in a related note, obviously Alex has mad cooking skills, and we'd like to talk to him about a job since apparently we're going to have an opening soon.
And he said no. Oh, that's right. They are, aren't they? Oh, my gosh.
I just love it. Can you show that picture of him again? So happy
Oh,
with
my
his
gosh.
Texas bacon cheesesteak
It's so
melt.
funny. It's like, I'm a criminal.
Not a criminal. He cleaned up and he paid for it.
They should do a restaurant like
But
this
look
where
how
you walk
happy he
in and
is.
you go make your own.
I can only imagine the hazards. But he was a very happy man.
I'm going to have to break into a Denny's.
And he's military, so when he answered me back, he's like, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I said, you don't.
Oh, you talked to him?
Yeah. And
Tell
I
me,
said,
so
No,
to
he's
use
just a darling.
to use a lot of pictures that we use on the show, Erin has to text or talk to a lot of the different people who made those photos happen. So what was he like?
images in the video, so you have to first track them down and find out where they are, and then you have to badger them a little bit. No, he was so funny. It was yes, ma'am, and I said, you can stop that. I'm not in the military. And he goes, it's a habit. I can't help myself.
That's so funny.
And I said, so that's where I found out that the Texas bacon cheesesteak melt was delicious. He said, I might have added some extra cheese than they usually do.
Yeah.
And he said, I think that made the difference. Also, I was drunk and I was very hungry. So, it all worked out.
Okay. I have a moral dilemma for you. Yeah, for you and for Erin. There was a gentleman, his name was Gregory Holt. Now, Gregory Holt was older and 70 years old and was very in very poor health. And basically, he had collapsed and brought to emergency room 2 months earlier than this. And here he is again, unconscious, in an emergency room.
Scary.
And they're losing him. He's just losing him. So they're getting his clothes off and they're ripping his shirt off and stuff.
And this is where you go to what they call extraordinary measures,
He's
right?
about to stop breathing. They could tell. And they ripped his chest open, maybe put the paddles on him or something. And right on his chest is a tattoo. And the tattoo is a DNR, do not resuscitate.
Right across his chest here, in neat black letters,
And
do
then-
not resuscitate.
And not is capitalized. Now, The doctors are looking at this because you have to honor this. And usually if you're in a hospital, you write up some stuff, and then everyone who comes in the room supposedly knows that you have a DNR.
Yeah, you're living well,
because your life the quality of your life is not going to improve at all.
So here's the dilemma. Did the patient get this as a joke? And it's funny because I've seen several like permutations of DNR on people's tattoos. So did it because he thought it was funny? Or was he so adamant about the fact that he did not want extraordinary measures taken?
What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
I'd honor it.
Let's say you're a doctor.
I would honor it.
And you got this person laying in front of you, about to pass. You're ready with everything to save them, adrenaline, needle, pallet.
I'm assuming they couldn't reach any next of kin or anyone who was able to tell.
And he's out.
You'd have to, though, wouldn't you? I mean, I know it's bizarre, and it's true that it could be a joke, but you have to believe if someone was severe enough to go, do not resuscitate across there. They're not really doing a tattoo like that to be wacky at 70 years old.
Here's the kicker. He signed it.
No.
He signed it. He did his signature, and they do it on the reverse paper at the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And they put it on, they take it off, and they followed it. And it had a signature.
Oh, no, you have to.
Yeah. So the doctors were like, like you said, they were like, what do we do? What do we do? Here he goes.
Well, yeah,
He's
what
going.
do they do?
Basically, the medical boards reviewed the patient's case, and the ethics consultant advised that the honor of the patients not to resuscitate tattoo was valid. Because they let him go.
Well, the signature's the slam dunk. I mean, come on.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, I thought the story...
But what a dilemma.
I thought the story was amazing, and when they got to the point where he actually signed it.
Well, and imagine that, because you would imagine in an emergency situation, we've both seen it, how fast this team moves. I mean, they're insane. They're like in seconds. Right. So you're taking a look at this living, will in this person's their skin, their canvas. You don't have a lot of time to make a decision. You've got like seconds.
My friend's mom was in the hospital, critical. I mean, she was not an accident. She had a disease. And she was going. And evidently, when my friend wasn't there, she left. She died, and they resuscitated her, and she had a DNR. Broke some ribs in the process. She woke up, and she was pissed off. Because she was like, she's a funny lady. She knew, she's like, I'm back. Great. And she was just cussing
and
storm
thank you for
up.
the ribs.
Oh, my gosh. And so my friend comes back in, and she tells him, go get a Sharpie marker. And she goes, write it right here, DNR right here. He goes, Mom, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. And she goes, if you love me, I'll pull that card on him. So he wrote on her forehead, DNR. Because she had already filed the papers, but they didn't look at the charts and stuff.
Can you imagine?
Well, she left with everyone laughing, which is her goal, I think.
So, yeah, maybe that would...
Right?
Yeah, just for that. That's amazing,
It's like when people go in for an operation, and the doctors sometimes do it, or the patient does it. This is not the leg.
No, this is the right leg. And no, we actually have a doctor who's worked on both of us, and he used to do that. He'd make little initials down the side of the leg.
Little notes on you.
Right? And we'd be like, okay, that's fine. Because at least that way they know where they're going. Because a lot of times prep people in surgery may not have the same information as the doctor did. Yeah. Which is where you get those awful episodes of people getting the wrong leg amputated.
Holy crap.
It's happened more than once, which is probably why they do the Sharpie thing now.
Well, you notice that every time someone new comes into a room, if you're going through a procedure, you've been in the hospital for anything, they come and they say, what is your name? And I go, Todd, you just came in like an hour ago. And what is your birth date? And I lie to them. And then they say... And they ask you that like 15 times before you even go into an operating room because it's happened.
That's so... All right, you've always wondered who was smarter, dogs or cats?
I have the answer right here.
It's science.
It's right here. The scientists have done a study.
Tell.
We're dog people.
I love that. That cat's got a mean right hook, though. Look at her. She's taking that dog down. You go, girl.
I'm a dog person. I like cats. I like them. I love them. I scratch them. I pat them. But I'm a dog person.
You're a dog person.
You're a dog person.
Yeah.
Zoe's a cat person. Well, they have researched this. This is science. Which one is smarter? Which one is smarter? And it is all based on the
corti-
number.
The cortical neurons, which signifies the richness of an animal's mental state.
So, what they did is they started counting these, what are they called?
Cortical neurons.
That's right. And they tried to figure out who had the most. A dog, it turns out, has 530 million of these things. Cats have half that.
Wow. By the way, if you're wondering, we humans have 16 billion cortical neurons. 16
Most of
billion
us,
in your beautiful brain.
I don't use mine very much.
Whatever.
So
basically, cats are half as smart as dogs.
This explains something to me. You come home and the dog sees you and he's like, "Oh, I love you," and he's all like this, and you walk in and the cat's like, "Oh, it's what?" And they walk away. Maybe it's because they don't remember you. Maybe it's not that they're aloof. Maybe it's just like, who are you? Every single time you come home. So according to this, they found that by the way, if you think about the brain of a brown bear, 10 times as large as a cat's. I don't know why they just referred to a brown bear and a cat to make their point, perhaps. I don't know.
Thank you.
I love you, cat people. I'm not making fun of you.
Oh, wow. Doug Rice is a friend of ours. He was a firefighter. He said several ER workers have actually seen these tattoos, and they say they would not honor it here in Utah.
Right.
And he said one of my former coworkers had the same thing tattooed on his arm, and they told him we wouldn't honor it. Isn't that interesting?
Was it signed?
The DNR.
I mean, it's still going to be crazy. I mean, that's a really hard decision because you're there to do no harm.
But apparently they actually have it as a standard here in Utah because apparently they've seen it more than once. But that's interesting.
Crazy.
But Doug said, no, I would honor it. Interesting.
Yeah. That's hard.
All right. So this is kind of sweet. Yeah.
Because we're decorating over the weekend. We're getting all this stuff out. And it's kind of fun.
Hope you all got your lights up while it was warm and dry.
Yeah, and we're screaming around, and the kids are having fun. And then I went outside to get some, and there was something at our door. Matter of fact, there was 2 things at our door, and I brought them in. Can we see just the first shot here? Elves on a shelf.
Yeah.
Elves on a shelf.
Apparently someone was listening to the show Friday when we were going, we don't get the elf thing.
They're creepy.
And they thought it was important that we share in this holiday experience. Because my understanding is, according to the book they left, that the elves should be positioned differently every day so that
in different places.
The kid knows the elves are keeping an eye on them for Santa and it's supposed
to be good.
Yeah.
That's what I did with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which one is evil, parallel, alternate universe?
Obviously,
I'm assuming the one
the guy at the switch told the other one to look down there, told him there was a cookie down there or something. Yeah, this is just the beginning, folks. You don't give me elves on a shelf and don't expect bad things to happen. Where's the grass trimmer? Oh, it's going to get ugly.
All right. Before we go today, we actually had our intrepid photographer, Richard, out. He was covering some of the protests about the Bears Ears Monument, the decision that's going to be announced today when President Trump comes to town. And I don't know, it was just a very interesting view, so we wanted to leave you with that today.
You guys have a good day.
Have
we'll
a
see you
wonderful day.
tomorrow morning on the Todd and Erin morning stream at GetPartDaily.com. Let's take a look.
We came into this land and white men invaded it, white women invaded it.
Our native brothers and sisters were here.
This is the first time that the tribes have asked for a place to be set aside and protected.
It's important to honor the people that were here before us. This wasn't our land.
This act is a full-on assault of our values and everything we claim to be as Utahns.
Is this an exercise in futility? Are we wasting our time to come out and make our voices heard?
Come down and explore the staircase, see what the canyons can do for your soul, and tell me that money fills that void.
Our first speaker is Ethel Branch, Attorney General of the Navajo Nation.
I'm fortunate to be from the Navajo Nation, where we have a strong language, strong culture, and a strong government. And in order to continue this into the future, to continue who we are as Navajo people. We have to have access to places like Bears Ears, to pristine repositories of culturally significant resources. So thank you all for your support in protecting Bears Ears and ensuring that my people and the people of our 5 coalition nations are able to continue our existence into the future as Native people. We make one simple request in those actions that we will take on Monday, and that is that the President follow the law. We ask that he honor the United States Constitution and the separation of powers that are set forth in it. We ask that he honors the Antiquities Act of 1906, a law that has stood the test of time. And we ask the President to honor the Federal Land Policy and Management Act, wherein Congress clarified that the President does not have the authority to revoke or modify a national monument. And I want to challenge the President also. I want him to visit Bears Ears. I want him to breathe in deeply and absorb the medicine from that space. And then I want him to look south to Navajo Mountain, which is the physical embodiment of the head of Mother Earth for the Navajo people. I want him to look her in the eye and then make his decision.
Well, I mean, the oil and gas industry runs our nation and runs our state. I don't trust anyone that is profiting off of oil and gas companies.
I don't think this administration will listen to the people because clearly they're not. They're listening to special interests.
Oil and gas doesn't last forever, and as soon as those resources are tapped, we're left with land that isn't great anymore.
We know that we are judged by what we do to Mother Earth, and the future will judge us by what we leave behind.
There are more jobs in tourism in Kane County than any other field. It brings people from all over the world to see these beautiful places. I honestly don't feel that they would come to see coal mines and oil fields.
President Trump, we don't want you here. Leave our public lands the way they are.
This is what's important to us. Why is no one paying attention?
I don't think that he's going to listen to the millions of people that are supporting keeping the monument, but ultimately I feel like we need to do what we can to save the earth.